San Marcos bans e-bikes for kids under the age of 12.
Mayor Rebecca Jones and Councilmember Danielle LeBlanc joining us now with that decision. Good morning to both of you, and thank you for being here. Mayor, let's start with you. What are these new restrictions that were just approved?
Well, basically that kids under 12 can no longer be riding e-bikes. They're just not responsible enough. And, you know, we're seeing this all over the county, but in San Marcos, you know, we really value our safety and our kids following the rules, and we want to make sure that safety is number one.
This is going to be a big deal because if you drive past any middle school, and I have a middle school kid, they are everywhere. And you see 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, sometimes even younger. And you're saying they're not responsible. It's just a matter of their brain just isn't there. It's not any fault of their own. How will this be enforced, and how are you guys actually going to make sure this works?
Well, it's a multi-pronged approach, and you know, so we have these Ride Right events that we're going to be having at the schools, pop-up events, but it is the school district also partnering with us, the law enforcement, of course, our sheriff's department, but also the parents. And a lot of this really does fall on all of us, and you know, the city, of course. So for us to move forward with this is actually a law that was created by Assemblymember Borner, and she brought that forward. It was actually came into effect in January, but the cities in the county, and it's specifically for San Diego County, but the cities need to adopt this. So we're taking the step. We are the fourth city countywide, but you know, making sure that we are educating, because really at the end, we just want people to be safe.
You want people to be safe. And as Raul mentioned, I have this conversation with my boys all the time, and I sometimes tell them, I said, look, I want to tell you, I want to trust you, but I don't trust some of the other people that are on the road sometimes. And I'm curious to know, support-wise, is there a lot of support behind this, or are you hearing from people that are saying, no, the kids should be able to ride their e-bikes?
No, absolutely. We've had a lot of support with this. I also have an 11-year-old son who's very inspired by the wheelies and things that he sees going on in front of us on the roadway. So I think this is something where the maturity is just not there. I personally think that the age restriction should be a little bit higher, and that's been the only feedback I've received. But under AB 2234, we can only ban under 12. So when that sunsets in 2029, the state will then decide if they want to make that a statewide law or if they want to expand upon that. So there's definitely the pathway to making the age restriction higher than under 12.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask you about, what about teenagers? What about when they get older? They're big knuckleheads too, but you never know. Listen, I was one, I understand. But it's a matter of, I think parents are trying to do the right thing by their kid. You have an 11-year-old, I have a 12-year-old who wants an e-bike. I say, I don't know about that. These are not normal bikes. These things sometimes go 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, and then they know how to mess with them to make them go even faster. That was never the intention with this, and when they're running around in traffic, I don't want to get on my soapbox. But do you think it's necessary for the teenagers and older kids to also fall under this law?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of state laws that they have to follow the rules of the road. All of the e-bike riders do. And again, this is just a pilot program for San Diego County, and we're very privileged to be able to enact this in San Marcos. We think it's really important, but there is the pathway for this to extend. And I do believe it will, because that is, you know, all of these kids under 18, it's really, they have to learn a lot of safe responsibilities, and that's why we're really focused on making this all about education, empowerment, and making sure that parents feel safe that their kids are being good partners on the road, and that we are partnering with all aspects of our community and the school district.
Let's talk about what will happen if you're watching right now and you're caught riding an e-bike that you're not supposed to be right now. What's going to happen?
Well, you get a fine, but you know, at the end of the day, there are three classifications, and that's the important thing too, because right now today there are some class 3 that are not allowed to be on anyone under 16. And you know, some of these parents are not getting educated on that part, whether it's a class 1, 2, or 3 bicycle. And so one of the things that we're also going to be doing, because you know, as Councilmember LeBlanc said, it's really important that we get information out. And you know, the pop-up events, we will have materials for the parents materials for the kids, but we're also going into bike stores. And this is a very important part of it. And I would challenge all cities countywide, because there are 18 of us plus the county, so only 4 of us now have this that we're enacting. We all have an opportunity to make the laws stronger, and all the data that's going to come in from everything that we're observing and then the other 3 cities is going to be very important, because that's your benchmark information of getting you know, people like Assemblymember Borner to strengthen the law, to have higher fines if kids are not following them, because we really at the end of the day, you know, our public safety, public service is about 2 things.
Yes.
Keeping people safe and making sure that their quality of life is improved. We can't do that if we don't have the right data. So really for us, really important for us to make sure that we are moving forward on this and, you know, getting those pop-up events and getting the information.
When does this go into effect? This is right now?
So the education is effective immediately. Right now, this is our first foray into the education aspect of it. We will start doing the Ride Right pop-ups before the Thanksgiving holiday, and that will be at the end of the school day. We'll do that at middle schools and high schools, and we'll start those right away. So everything is in full force, full steam ahead, and then February 6th is when the ability to impose the citations begins.
Listen, she has friends who are doctors and ER doctors, and so do I.
Yeah.
Talk to an ER doctor and see what they're seeing every day with these kids and these e-bikes. And
Well, and last week we actually had a child under 12 that got in a pretty serious accident. So, you know, we are seeing it. It's not just San Marcos, it's countywide, but we really all have a responsibility in this, and we've got to care for the kids.
We want to thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.